Hi, I'm Jeffrey Steinberg, founder of the iDayo Indicator. You probably got this CD from a friend or a family member because they think you could make tremendous gains in the stock market. Whatever they may have told you is only half as good as what you're about to see. Now remember to get back in touch with the person who gave you the CD so you can get started with this proven winning system. Now sit back if you would for a few minutes and let me show you why the iDayo Indicator is such a powerful system. And whether you are a new investor or an experienced seasoned professional, the iDayo Indicator can work for you with less than 15 minutes of your time each week. Now I appeared on Inside the Market in 2002, and I'd like to share some portions of that show with you now.
Hi, I'm Bill Horak, President of Wealth Management Corporation and Senior Financial Analyst with Inside the Market.
And I'm Jane Park. Welcome to the broadcast.
In a short while, Jeffrey Steinberg will join us here in the studio. Jeff is the founder of the iDayo Indicator, one of the most impressive stock selection tools for anyone who's interested in profiting from the stock market, even in this volatile time.
Consistently over the past 5 years, the iDayo Indicator has identified stocks that have considerably outperformed the major market indices over the short, medium, and long term.
Online Investor Magazine awarded Jeff's iDayo the Blue Chip Pick Award and named it among its all-star sites for 3 consecutive years. They rated iDayo the best of the best they'd reviewed over time.
And Forbes Magazine published the iDayo Indicator stocks in every issue and also named iDayo in its Best of the Web edition in 2000 and 2001.
Jeff has appeared on Bloomberg Radio, Yahoo's Finance Vision, and Tech TV's The Money Machine. Yesterday, Jane spoke with Jeff, who was at the New York Stock Exchange.
Jeff, it's a pleasure to have you here on Inside the Market.
Thanks, Jane. I wish I could have been there in person, but just as well.
Oh, no worries. We'll get you down here to sunny Florida soon enough. But Jeff, iDayo has been recognized by the most respected publications in the industry. In fact, Online Investor Magazine called iDayo a diamond in the rough. What makes iDayo such a gem?
It's actually pretty simple, Jane. Supply and demand is what makes a stock price go up and down. And if you could properly measure supply and demand, you'd have an advantage selecting stocks. Now, the iDayo Indicator's powerful engine takes all the buying and selling data of these 5,000 funds, crunches all the information to discover the important trends.
So what the iDayo Indicator does is identify the beginning of a mutual fund buying trend in individual stocks?
Exactly, which usually signifies the beginning of additional buying and price appreciation in these stocks.
But what exactly are you looking for?
A buying consensus of all those opinions.
Jeff, it looks like the WallStreetJournal.com agrees with you. They reported fund managers have a lot of access to information that most of us don't have. The iDayo Indicator helps investors tap into the brains of mutual fund professionals. They also add, wouldn't it be nice if you can just sit back and relax while thousands of mutual fund managers pooled their expertise to help you cobble together an award-winning portfolio? Well, they say, that may not be so far-fetched after all. iDayo is trying to provide the virtual equivalent to this scenario for individual investors. Jeff, now you have to admit that's pretty powerful praise from one of the most respected financial sources in the world. Let me ask you a question though. Individual fund managers underperform against the S&P 500. So how could following what they do really work?
You raise a great point. Everybody asks that. Following what they do on an individual fund-by-fund basis would not work. However, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. That's why it works.
How would you explain the iDayo Indicator to those of us who aren't so stock market savvy?
Well, we screen the stocks to find the best stocks that have a very strong buying consensus. And more importantly, the iDayo Indicator is able to sift through the actual buying and selling activity of 5,000 plus funds to find new opportunities for our subscribers. This isn't based on thoughts. It's based on where the funds actually put their money. iDayo selects 3 to 5 of the best stocks almost each week and posts them in a new portfolio on the website on a Sunday. It'll take you less than 15 minutes to log into the site, click on the portfolio, write the ticker symbols down, and then go and buy the stocks on Monday or Tuesday. 16 weeks later, you sell them. It's that easy. Now let's take a look at a stock which had a fantastic rating. And by the way, the stock went up 79% from that Monday morning on August 2nd to Monday, November 25th, just 16 weeks later. The S&P 500 only went up 7% during the same period. New buys or positions were taken by 53 mutual funds. They bought 19 million shares, which is 15% of all the shares. 44 funds increased their existing positions by 6 million shares, which is 5% of the shares. The total buy summary, 97 mutual funds bought 25 million shares, which is 20% of the total shares. This is so unusual. This is huge. Now, on the sell side, we have way less. 43 mutual funds sold 6 million shares, which is only 5% of the shares in the company. The total net result of the buying and selling is 19 million shares, which is 15% of all the shares in the company. Demand on shrinking supply of shares is what makes a stock move. And as you can see, 15% of the supply of shares in this stock has been consumed. Lastly, we see the buy-sell summary of 97 buyers to 43 sellers. This is almost a 2.5 to 1 buy-sell ratio. This is why our subscribers got a 79% return on this stock.
Jeff, I would like to take a look at some of the actual stocks that the iDayo indicator has recognized, but first, I'd like to know how iDayo has been recognized by so many, like Mutual Fund Magazine. They selected iDayo as one of the 50 best websites for investors. What is it about iDayo that gets you this kind of recognition?
Well, I believe it's because we actually help level the playing field for the average or individual investor.
Jeff, but before we conclude, clarify for me again. If these mutual funds underperform against the market averages, how is the iDayo indicator successful in following what they do or watching them?
Well, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Following what they do on an individual fund-by-fund basis would absolutely not work.
Jeff, this has really been an eye-opener for me. I understand, though, that you're heading down to sunny Florida to join Bill and I here in the studio, and I know Bill will bring a new perspective to this.
Well, as luck would have it, I believe we're set to continue tomorrow, and I heard that we might even do this by Bill's pool. Any validity to this rumor?
I don't know about that, but it is pretty warm here in the studio.
Well, I'll bring my bathing suit anyway.
All right, Jeff, thank you.
Wow, that was great. I'll tell you, as an investment advisor, Jane, I like the research that Jeff's bringing along with the cutting-edge technology, but packaging it in a way that even a new investor or an experienced investor can make excellent investment decisions.
Right, and it's that information that can empower people who are interested to make the right choices, so I think that's a great package.
Absolutely. And that was Jeff and Jane yesterday. In just a minute, Jeff of iDayo will be our guest here in the studio, but Jeff, leave the Speedo at home.
Right, we'll be right back.
Forbes Magazine published our stocks in each issue of the magazine for 2.5 years, from September of '99 till April of '01. The 5 stocks you see on the left under buying went up 70% as a group in the first 16 weeks. The iDayo indicator 5-year average annualized return, numero uno in comparison to 8,000 plus US domestic equity mutual funds, #1 in the world. Let's switch gears for a second and take a look at some emails. Dear Jeff, I'm a new subscriber and I knew immediately this is the information that every investor needs to have to maximize his stock market profits. Dear Jeff, thanks for your personal call today. I have subscribed to many services over the years, but I've never been called personally by the president of the company. You know, I like to call my subscribers and get their feedback. Most importantly, I want to know what improvements they're looking for at the iDayo indicator. I take a tremendous amount of pride in staying in touch with my clients.
Well, Jeff, it's certainly been nice to chat with you in person, and your passion for the iDayo indicator is certainly contagious.
Well, until everybody's had a chance to see it or use it or subscribe to it, I'm going to keep pounding the pavement. It's in my blood, and I love this thing.
I would think that after all this great insight from Jeff, you owe it to yourself to go iDayo. For Jeff Steinberg and Bill Horick, I'm Jane Park, wishing you and your investments sunny days ahead.
You've taken that first step. You watched the CD. Now get back with the person who gave you the CD and get started today.